what's happening, guys? Credit to Will here from Sweetwater. I'm here with Mitch Gallagher in his home studio. Today, we got a treat for you guys. We're gonna be talking about how to set up your home studio to record video. So y'all already know what's up. Let's dive in and let's get creative.
Welcome to the studio.
Man, I love your studio. I just want to take this and take it back to my house. It's a really dope setup, man.
Man, thank you. And I have to say, you have been the guiding light for getting all of this video stuff set up. Because, I mean, I've done several thousand videos, but I don't think I've done very many where I've had to be on both sides of the camera. It's always been pretty much in front of it.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun just trying to figure out how to get the lighting set up, the camera set up in your studio. We were on the website looking at different cameras, looking at different lighting and everything like that. So setting up for your personal space was a journey, and I enjoyed it.
Man, it was a lot of fun. And boy, I sure learned a lot. And hopefully we'll share today stuff so that you can learn from what we learned. Because that's the way that it works, right? So it's, yeah, we started out and really, as with audio, you kind of have to figure out what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to be doing some product demos here, pedals and hardware demos, but also software demos. And may or may not have some people over doing some interviews, that kind of stuff. So I want to be able to set up to do all of that, but I also didn't want it to be like I'm in a video studio when I'm not doing video.
Facts. Yeah.
Right? I didn't want to be sitting here practicing guitar and feel like I'm on camera.
Like I'm looking directly into the teleprompter playing my guitar. Yeah, so, and that was one of the biggest things I know for you. You were like, hey, I want to kind of make the stands portable to be able to move out whenever we have other individuals coming in that's going to be recording in the studio. You don't want to be tripping over everything and have the camera in somebody's face when you're recording them.
Exactly.
So
the lights kind of disappear.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the lights, and we'll talk about where we kind of positioned them. They're up in the corners and stuff, so those aren't really obtrusive, but sitting in front of those cameras, you feel like you're on camera.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
Even when they're not turned on, right?
All right, so let's get into talking about the gear that we chose and just the entire setup, and let's start with the camera.
So for the camera, we have, where we landed, we looked at a lot of different cameras, but the ones we landed on are the Sony ZV-E10 II.
Okay.
And man, I got two of them because I need one for like the main cam that we're on now, but then I also do a lot of product stuff. So I wanted to have a top-down camera or a side camera or a second angle or whatever. Just having two cameras seemed like it made sense.
Yeah.
And having two of the same camera means that somebody like me who's not very camera savvy only has to learn one, right?
Yeah, facts. And the cool thing about the Sony is that the autofocus is amazing. If you are shooting by yourself, you definitely want to check out a Sony because the autofocus, the eye autofocus is absolutely amazing, and you can just shoot and make sure you are reassured that you are in focus the entire time. So I love Sony. Yeah,
and it's what I wanted to be able to do, and you helped me get the settings, but once you have the settings, then all I want to do is just hit the record button.
Facts,
and then have it do its thing, and these have been working great. We've done, I don't know how many videos we've already done in here, and we keep refining it, but these have been working great. I'm really happy with them.
Yeah, it's super simple and easy to use.
The second part of the camera, of course, is the whole lens situation, and the first Sony ZV-E10 II I bought came with the kit lens, which is a zoom lens. So I thought that'd be good for, you recommended it for overhead because you can get in close, you can pull back and do a wider shot. I think that's a 18 to 50 lens that comes with that, and it does a fine job.
Yeah, it does a really good job. This is this one right here.
The overhead, yeah.
So.
But for the main camera, as I was doing my research, and we talked about this, and then I was kind of digging into it, it seemed like a prime lens, which basically has a fixed, there's no zoom, it's just fixed focal length. And that's a 16 millimeter, so it's a nice wide shot, and that's what you're seeing here with the two of us. But at the 4K resolution, we can still cut in and out. We can do that editing stuff that people like to do.
Yeah, facts. And the fact that you got this on the stand and it had its wheels on it, you can push it back and forth, and that's a really good thing when it comes to prime lens because that focal length only stays at 16 millimeters, or if you got a nifty 50 millimeters. But so having a stand like this is pretty dope.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about these stands because there are a number of reasons why I went with these. They're a little bit unusual for a video setup, but let's just talk about them.
But yeah, might as well get into it. We're talking about it.
So when I was looking at stands, I mean, there are, in the video world, people use C-stands, right?
C-stands, yeah.
And there's different tripod stands and stuff that are designed specifically for lights and for cameras, and that's all good. But I wanted to be able to roll these cameras into the closet when I wasn't using them.
Yeah.
And I wanted my big main light to be on wheels as well. So if I change the angle, I can move that around pretty easily. So I took a look at Triad-Orbit because they make stands that work with everything.
Yeah.
And got these 3 stands here, one for each camera and then one for the main light. And those are tripods that are on wheels. And so I can just roll them in and out. They've got booms on them so I can adjust stuff. But the really cool thing is that with the, you know, they have that quick release thing. So like for the main camera, I can quick release and just flip it over for vertical shooting.
Vertical, yeah,
and then flip it back just by doing that quick release thing.
Yeah.
But beyond that, these are also mic stands for me because I can do the quick release, put a microphone on it, and I'm using them as mic stands.
That's like a whole different way of thinking because I was just like, yo, let's get a tripod and stick the camera on there and set it. But now that you set yours up like this, I'm rethinking my whole setup now. I'm like, bro, I only need one stand and I can actually have a mic stand built into my video stand.
And you can add extra arms. You can add all kinds of, they have all kinds of attachments for stuff. I've got a panel light on one that I've got a little arm that I can put that on. I've got my confidence monitor on one on a clamp on my desk. They make so many different options and so many different little Lego toys.
So you could build out what you
exactly
for
what
your
you
exact
want.
needs. Yeah.
I mean, you could arguably, and I've seen people do this, you could do your whole rig on one stand with all that, but you know, I wanted the flexibility of moving stuff around, and with the product cam, sometimes it's overhead on a little table, sometimes it's overhead on a rack, sometimes I want it shooting vertically, you know, in. So I wanted that flexibility, and the Triad-Orbit stands are just fantastic for that.
Yeah, I rock with them. One of the most important things if you are trying to set up your home studio for video recording is lights. Lights. You need proper lighting. And for our lights, we went with the Nanlites.
Yeah. Godox, Nanlites, they make similar kind of lines and you can choose. My tip in regards to that is get all your lights from the same manufacturer because then you can control them with an app from your phone and they're all right there. I mean, it's so slick.
It's super cool, man.
It's so slick. I come down here, open the app up, turn my lights on, hit the camera, and I'm recording.
Yeah, facts.
It's super cool.
Makes your life a lot easier, especially if you got multiple different light fixtures. Like we have our key light right here, we have our hair light, then we have this over here, this backlight to light the background. Having that app is definitely
then the 2 tube lights.
Oh yeah, we still for the accents or the practical lights back here is the tube lights. I forgot about those.
Yeah, so there's five lights in here. Well, plus the two pole lights are IKEA. You know, they were decor.
Yeah.
But the 5 Nanlites are, like you said, the soft boxes, and we went with those instead of with panels, just because we felt like in this room and the stuff we're doing in here, it just felt like it was a little more warmer. It didn't feel as harsh for some reason. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it or
felt
not.
A little bit softer in regards to, because sometimes if you, with the panel lights, like I use a panel light in my office, but I'm sitting right there on the front of it. So the shadows isn't that harsh. But if you had a panel light sitting like right here where your key light is at, that could cause a harsh shadow and you can really, really see it. So going with these soft boxes and these Nanlites were the way to go.
It seems like a good choice, and we went with a big Nanlite as the key light. That's what you call it. The main, I call it the main light.
the main light, key light.
So that's,
that light right there.
That one, yeah. So that's a bigger one. That's the I think it's the FS300.
Yeah.
And it's got the softbox 90. So it's a bigger one, which gives you more diffusion and spreads it out a little bit. These are smaller, but that works fine because we're just trying to get background wash and kind of using those more as wash lights. Well, let me just grab my phone here, and we can actually see what it looks like if we just have just the key light on. So we'll turn off that background light, we'll turn off that tube, turn off that tube, turn off that background light. So this is what it looks like when we just have the one main light on. Now there is a small panel that's over above DWL as well, but if we worked with that,
that'd be good enough just to light one subject. If you were in your studio, you were recording videos, this would be just as good.
Yeah, and then when we add in, that's the light that's off to your right. And this one would be the light that's off to my left, up in the corners there. And then just the
vibes.
2 blue, we've got them set to blue and red back there.
Yeah.
But again, doing it all from the phone, man.
That's
so cool.
Yep.
I feel powerful.
You got the world in your hands. You can light the world up.
But that goes to show you that if we have one camera, one light, we can get really good results. Now, I do have a small panel light that mounts to the overhead camera just to light up the product.
Yeah.
And then I've actually got 2 additional panel lights that aren't out right now. We don't need them, but when I need a little extra light here or there, I do pull those out. So man, having a mix of lights to choose from is pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty dope. And the cool thing about this little cage that we got a SmallRig cage, and you can mount this on top of it.
The camera cage,
Yeah, we had it mounted on the actual stand, but it wasn't as secure as it is right here on the top down.
Yeah, and it was hard not to get shadows.
Yeah.
Because it was always at kind of an angle. Now it's looking straight down along with the camera.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty slick to have it that way. It's been easier to dial it in. But I still have the clamp and stuff, so if I need to move it somewhere else, I can, or if I need to add another one. It's nice to have a little bit of options when you're working with that stuff.
Dope.
So you mentioned the camera cage, the SmallRig camera cage that I've got one of those on each of my Sony cameras. And a camera cage, what that is kind of a frame that kind of locks around the camera, and it gives you a whole bunch of mounting points. And so that's what lets me very easily flip vertical with the Triad-Orbit stands. I can just flip that over, and it's also what let us mount that panel light right onto the top of it. There are other ways to do it, but the cage gives you so much versatility to move things around and add accessories and mount. I mean, I recommend that for the cost of a cage. I think it's well worth it to add one on there, and it also gives you a little better grip on the camera. So that's kind of cool. So that's one accessory that.
And it protects your camera.
And it protects the camera.
So if you drop it, you got that cage
got a little
on
bit
it.
of cage, yeah. So that's all good. But yeah, so that was one accessory that we added. Another one that people often think that I use a teleprompter and scripts for most of my videos, but I actually rarely use a teleprompter.
Yeah.
But I did put one in here. Just for longer videos and where I need to be more concise or whatever. So I've got the Elgato teleprompter, and man, that thing is slick.
I love it. I use
slick.
this thing every single time that I shoot. It doubles as an actual monitor, so when you're not using it as a teleprompter, you can switch over, and it's a second display that you can use while shooting, or if you're just in the studio hanging out and you got this thing up, you can put it up as a
You can do it that way, yeah. And it has an app. Connects by USB to your computer, and it's so easy to type stuff in, and so yeah, that's a very cool, and that's very slick, and it just slips over the lens. There's a little mount that just slips over the lens on the camera, and it's super easy. And I'm pairing that with a Stream Deck, also from Elgato. Now the Stream Deck can do lots of stuff.
A whole lot.
I've got it set up to start-stop my teleprompter. I can change the speed of the teleprompter, the font size. You know, if you're just sitting here and you're like, man, I just need it to be a little bigger, a little smaller, I can just up, down. I can also power it on and off using the Stream Deck. So not a necessity, but man,
it's a fun little toy to have in the studio.
And
also, if you are recording or you're doing something inside of your DAW, there's macros where you can actually program this bad boy to control your DAW. So musicians, I highly recommend the Stream Deck. This thing is awesome.
I haven't gotten completely into it, but I mean, Pro Tools and Cubase,
it can control your life, everything.
And just your computer stuff. I mean, anything as far as that goes. So yeah, the Stream Deck, man, that's a whole new world for me. That's super cool though. So we've got two cameras that we're using most of the time, and a lot of the times when I'm doing software, I'm also doing screen capture.
Yeah.
And so to manage those three streams and be able to monitor them, and we'll talk about the monitor in a second. What you turned me on to was the Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro ISO. So this lets you run 4 HDMI connections into it. So I've got two cameras and one from the computer and one still available, but you can switch which one you're working on. But the cool thing with this is that it also records all those streams separately.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So then when you just unhook the hard drive, plug it into your computer, and you've got your cameras all captured there. The limitation is it doesn't do the full 4K resolution, but for screen capture from the computer, no problem. And you know, it's a backup. Have a little extra on there.
And another thing that I rock with when it comes to the ATEM Mini is if you're inside of DaVinci Resolve, once you get done, it automatically sets up a project file so you can just drag and drop it into it and all your footage will already be synced.
Oh man, see, I just learned something.
Yeah,
I did not know it did that. That's super cool. There's all these buttons that I still don't know what to do.
Just press them. That's what I do. I just press buttons.
Randomly press the buttons.
See what happens.
Now, I learned very quickly that you got to have a way to see yourself.
Yeah.
So you can do a confidence check or whatever. So I've got this little 4K monitor here. It's a little 7-inch monitor that mounts to the desk, and it's been great. It's very inexpensive, but it does a job.
You see how handsome you are on the camera.
Man, look at that.
Look at that guy.
Just beautiful.
Yo, so one of the most important things when you're recording video is audio. Audio is just equally as important as video, if not more important. If you got bad audio, the video quality will go down dramatically. So for our audio, you went with?
Man, I decided to really step it up. I mean, we're Sweetwater. We want to have good sounding audio, and I'm still learning my way around it all. But this is a I went with DPA. So I've got 2 DPA lavs. I mean, most of the time it's just me doing videos, but when I do have a second person, then having a second one, obviously we can do this. I haven't started using it yet, but I've also got a DPA shotgun, the 2017 shotgun. These are 4060s.
Yeah.
And then the 2017 shotgun. And the people I've been talking to about how the pros do it is they run a lav and the shotgun and then kind of blend them together to get the best of both. And so I want to experiment and work with that. But I mean, these DPAs are fantastic. They're tiny and they work super easy. Now you're hardwired straight into my interface with an XLR cable, which works fine. But since you're doing it yourself, being able to get up and move around the room without dragging a mic cable behind you. So I'm plugged into, actually I'll pull it out here. I've got a Shure wireless system. This is actually the one that I was using with my guitar, but it's the GLX D1 Plus, I think is what this is. And I've got the receiver behind there and it works great with the microphone. So I've just got the adapter that goes from the DPA micro lock to the kind of mini XLR that it uses with the Shure wireless. But having that wireless, like you say, I can just stand up and walk around, move cameras, move lights, and not be dragging a cable around behind me. So I highly recommend that. And you want to get a decent wireless because you don't want, I'm always looking at what's going to be the limiting factor. What's going to,
what's going to be the thing that messes
that holds you back?
Yeah.
So get a good wireless, get good microphones. I mean, most wireless systems will come with a microphone and they're fine, but if you can step it up a little bit more, you're going to get better results.
Yeah, facts.
So one of the things that I'm still figuring out, we're still working on a little bit, is how to power everything. Because I am rolling the cameras in and out, so I'm unplugging them and plugging them back in. So I'm still working on some easy solutions for that, where to put power strips, that kind of thing. But you turned me on to using dummy batteries in the cameras, because you can run them off a battery, or you can power them from USB-C. Now with the battery, of course, you have limited time with it. Probably is long enough, really, but it is a limitation. When you run off USB-C power, with these cameras, when you're working at high resolution, you can actually, over long periods of time, have overheating with them. So I've got a dummy battery in each one, which just goes into the battery slot, and then it plugs into the wall. And man,
works
it's
perfect.
Slick.
Another benefit of having a dummy battery is if you're live streaming, rather than having a battery in there, you can actually just continuously live stream with it and use that USB-C directly to the computer. So that was one reason why I first started to get dummy batteries.
Smart, smart. I haven't even really crossed over to live streaming yet, but probably eventually we'll do some of that as well. So.
Dope. Got that right there, ATEM Mini.
I'm all set.
You can live stream.
There you go. Yeah. Now you've got. You came in fully equipped here, and you put up 3 more cameras that we got in the room. Tell us about what we got going on there.
So, all right, so the cameras that we got set up around the room, we got 3 different cameras. We got a total of like 5 cameras in here.
5 cameras right now, yeah.
Yeah, so the first one is the DJI Pocket 3. I absolutely love this camera. It is a 4K camera, and it actually has a gimbal on it. Man, this thing is amazing. I use this everywhere that I go. So we're rocking with the Pocket 3 right there. Then we got the Insta360 X5. Man, that camera is fun. That is a fun camera. If you are doing anything with sports, or if you're just out and about at a concert and you just want to set up one camera, go check out the Insta360 X5. This thing is super fun. The editing is a little bit kind of crazy, but once you figure it out, it's fun. It is so fun. So
I'm getting one of those.
You get one,
and just to have one in the back of the room like this,
just when you're vibing out, and man, it's dope.
It's fun.
And the last camera that we have is the Insta360 Ultra Go. This one is kind of hidden over in the diffusion over there. Now that one is a pretty slick camera. It actually have a magnet on the back of it. You can detach it from the body and just put the camera somewhere and monitor it with the actual display, and you can just go everywhere. And it's super tiny and small, so you can just put it anywhere, and it can be discreet. Like we got to hide it back there, looking at us.
That's kind of cool. Just have, I could see putting one in each diffuser, like one where you've got this one and then one back in that corner, in that diffuser, and then you just have 2 instant camera angles that are just kind of there, right?
Easy. And you can live stream from them too. So if you're doing live streaming, then you can set that up.
Yeah.
Man, Mitch, I love your studio, man.
Oh, thank you. We went through a lot of stuff there, but really the important things are get cameras.
Get cameras,
and get cameras that you can kind of set and forget, kind of thing, and get good lenses for them. And then, man, you told me over and over again, and everything that I saw, it's all about the lighting.
The lighting is
got to have
important.
the lights right.
So important.
Yep. And it's I want to talk a little bit about that, because man, you can spend a lot of money on lights.
Yes.
And
it can get very expensive.
Very, very
really quick.
expensive. But I think the thing to keep in mind for somebody like me working in my home studio, I'm not using these 8 to 10 hours a day. I'm not taking them on the road. They're there. And, you know, I turn them on when I shoot a video and turn them back off. So I don't need industrial strength, you know, super pro. Not that the Nanlites aren't pro, because they are, but I don't need heavy duty, I guess is what I'm saying. And so these are pretty affordable lights. I mean, it's not a super expensive rig, but the results you get are just as good.
Yeah, and even if you only have the funds to get one light, just grabbing one of these lights and having some practicals in the background, or just some really cheap lights that you find around your house, you can get really, really great quality with just one light. So I highly recommend, if you're gonna be spending your budget on setting up a home studio for video recording, find you a decent light, softbox light. We'll leave everything linked in the description so you guys can check out the stuff that Mitch has over here in his studio. So
yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. It's the same thing with cameras.
Yeah,
because you could spend thousands and thousands of dollars on cameras and full frame this, and this is a crop this, and get a good camera.
Get a decent camera, yeah.
That will perform well for you. And man, I can't recommend these Sonys enough.
Yeah. All right, you guys, so there you have it. That was a quick look at Mitch's home studio for video. You guys, everything now. You got video, you got audio, you just got the dream studio.
I'm set.
Yo, if you want to check out any of the equipment that we mentioned in today's video, we will leave it linked in the description, or you can go over to sweetwater.com where you can find out more information there. If you got questions that we did not answer in this video, feel free to reach out to your Sweetwater Sales Engineer. They can get you guys squared away on anything. And also, leave a comment below. If you got questions, hit us up. We love talking to y'all.
Nice. You got it all covered.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Thanks for coming over.
All right. Thank you, man.
Buddy.
Appreciate it.